Good morning, Circle Back. Hope everybody's staying warm on this very chilly morning. I'd like to just do a short Devo this morning. Feels wrong not getting to do something on the Lord's Day. So, at the fire department, it's a time of year where guys are starting to get ready to take promotional tests again. They published our test dates the other day, and so guys are breaking out the books and starting to knuckle down and study. Very thankful I no longer have to do that. It's one of the best parts about being where I am in my job right now is I don't ever have to worry about studying again. Kind of an interesting phenomenon though whenever you study. I think the last test I took there was 10 different textbooks on the list and several of them overlapped the same areas. And so everybody who was studying hard ended up with a sheet full of contradictions between the different books. It'd have different numbers for the same thing, like how wide a door has to be, or it would call the same thing differently in different books. And you had to not only know the different names, but you had to know which book they came out of, because in the test it would ask you what this book called this certain item. And so you would literally end up with page after page of contradictions between these different text sources. Now these people were writing same time, same general geographic area for the same company over the same material, and they couldn't get their information to match up. Whenever we talk to people about God or Jesus, a lot of times they want us to prove that Jesus is God without using the Bible. And from my point of view, the Bible is one of the greatest evidences of God and that Jesus is God. And that the Bible itself is one of the great proofs of that. Now, the Bible was written over about a 1,500 year period. Think about how long the United States of America has been a country. And this was written over 1,500 years. Now, we don't know exactly how many different authors there were because people didn't sign their books back then. Every time I write Chris a letter, there's two things she makes me do. She makes me date and sign it. And I always give her a hard time. I tell her surely she should know who the letter's from. That if she's getting those kind of letters from anybody else, I'm a little concerned. But until I started studying the Bible, I never realized how much trouble that would save if the biblical authors had just followed Chris's advice. So we don't know exactly how many authors there were of the Bible, but it's believed that there's around 40 different authors of the Bible over 1,500 years, written on different continents, different nations, different countries. And you want a list of every contradiction that's in the Bible? No, it's right here. I've got every one of them written down. That's right, not a single one. What our textbooks can't do today with guys writing for the same company in the same area with the same information, God did with the Bible over a 1,500 year period with 40 different people, many who spoke different languages, lived in different cultures, and certainly never met each other. Not only does the Bible not hold any contradictions, it actually has real, specific, provable prophecies. I'm not talking about generalizations and like the Nostradamus type junk that, is so vague it could mean almost anything. I'm talking about specific people's names, specific city names, all of which have proven that God put in the Bible what's going to happen before it actually even did happen. I like Psalms 119:16, and this is out of the NIV. It says, I delight in your decrees. I will not neglect your word. As most of us are snowed in today and possibly even tomorrow as well, there's lots of good activities to spend our time with. I worked 4 puzzles in the last 2 days that I had been given that I never had a chance to put together yet. Maybe you're getting caught up on some reading or maybe getting caught up on some sleep. That doesn't sound too bad either. I'd like to give you one other activity for consideration. And maybe during this time when we're all sequestered indoors, when we're looking at a snow-covered world on the outside, maybe it would be a good time to spend a little extra time in the greatest book ever written. Spend a little extra time truly appreciating the word that God has laid out before us. Love you guys. Stay safe. Stay warm. See you next week.